Hi, thank you for joining me. My name is Catherine Ravel, and this is the introduction to a DVD and life map that I've produced called Spiritual Bodyguard. When I was a little girl, I told my mother, one day I'm meant to do something really special. And she'd say, "What do you mean?" And I'd say, "I don't know. It's just, I know I'm meant to do something really special." And what you're about to see is that very something. And there's a concept in sociology that began all of this journey for me, and it's called the bird's eye view. And when you look at all the times in your life where you had a close call, or luck, or a coincidence, or maybe a miracle, when you look at each one individually, you can pick it apart like under a microscope and go, well, that was luck, or that was just a miracle. But when you pull back and look at everything within your entire life that happened, all those unexplained events, when you look at them with the bird's eye view, you notice something extraordinary, and it's a pattern. There's a pattern that someone was there with you every step of the way, who kept you alive, and you're here today listening to me, so I know you're a survivor of all of those close calls. And you may think to yourself, well, I haven't had any close calls, but my DVD and my life map have little memory joggers throughout, and they waken up things in you that you filed away. And it's funny how when a close call happens, or a coincidence, how you file that away and you just never think about it again. But my goal is to help you remember all the things in your life, have you write them down on the life map, look at them with the bird's eye view, and be astonished to see the pattern that emerges. And it's as black and white, logical, fact-based as it gets. I'm not talking theory or anything other than a pattern. And in science, whenever something forms a pattern and can be consistent and measurable, you have reality. And when you look at each of those times in your life that you escaped death or lucked out, under a microscope, they're nothing special other than a really cool day. But you are about to learn that there's so much more woven into those moments that you missed because you weren't looking at it with the bird's eye view. And I'm just so excited to share this with you, because so many people have to rely on faith to believe in a higher power or a creator. And faith is great, it really is. But other people think, well, that person had a miracle, or that person saw something extraordinary, phenomena, and they don't have to rely on faith. Now they have the proof, and I wish I had proof. When am I going to see Jesus in the clouds? And I'm telling you that I have the proof here for you. So I'm going to start by telling you the first story that happened to me when I was very young, between 5 and 6 years old. It was in San Diego, a little town called Spring Valley, on a street called Ramona. And I was walking home from school, and the street wasn't fully developed. There were a lot of vacant fields and some houses still under construction, and it was just a really quiet community. And as I was walking home, I noticed a car was parked up on the side of the road on the opposite side, and there was a man leaning up against his car. He had his driver's side door was wide open, and he was kind of standing in the crevice there, and his arms were crossed across his chest, and he just was relaxing and looking nonchalant. And right when I got parallel with him, he said, "Little girl, could you come here? I left my glasses at home, and I'm late for an appointment. Can you climb in my car and tell me what time the clock on the dashboard says?" And every warning bell went off. My heart started trying to beat itself out of my chest. I instantly felt numb, like thick tire rubber, heavy, and yet my feet started walking towards him. And I remember feeling how heavy my legs felt as I was walking towards him, and I was wondering, why am I walking towards him? I ought to be running. And yet, I just felt like this thick tire rubber. There's no other way to describe it. And I got right up to the car door, right up to the man. I was about a foot and a half away from him. I looked into the car, and I looked on the dashboard, and I didn't see a clock. And I looked up at him and said, I don't think this is a good idea. And right then he turned, he looked up over my head. He saw something that shocked him. I mean, he was a really white, pale guy with stark black hair and thin and tall. And he became even paler. I mean, his jaw dropped. The second I saw this change in him, I just took off running. And I was running so hard I felt like I could just reach out and touch the street in front of me. Thought I was going to fall on my face. And I kept looking back at him to see if he was chasing me. And I didn't see any other cars back there. There were no other people. And he was banging his car with his fist, like, dang, I let her get away. And he jumped in his car and came after me. And luckily I was only about 6, maybe 7 houses away from my home. And I was able to reach the front door before. He passed my house and he just was smiling this really evil grin. And, I think about that. That haunts me because of all the children that didn't get away. And I always wondered why I was so lucky, because that guy had me. I was right there. All he had to do was just give me a little shove. I would have been in that car, and there were no witnesses. Had there been a witness, he wouldn't have continued to come after me after he looked up over my head like that. But something was behind me, and something was telling him to keep his hands off of me, and believe me, he did. So for all those parents whose children have gone missing or who did lose a child to some tragic event like that, I can only reassure you your child probably didn't feel much pain. That man could have cut my leg off, and as numb as I was, I wouldn't have felt a thing. So I hope you can find some peace in that. I have many more stories, and this story I just told you is far from the best. I have stories that are so amazing, and I really can't wait to share them with you. And I'm glad I got to give this introduction as I did. Please email me at spiritualbodyguard@yahoo.com, and I'll send instructions on how you can order the DVD and the life map so you can chart your own life events and have your own memory joggers and get your own plan in front of you so you can have the same kind of factual belief that I do, that there is a creator, and that I don't have to live in fear until the day I die, which is the day I'm meant to go. But until then, I don't need to live my life in fear. And I don't want you to either. I want you to enjoy your life. So please email me. And also, if you'd like to include a story that you can share with me that's equally profound, please do. I would love the opportunity to share your stories with other people or a broader audience, and collectively we can all shed light on our spiritual bodyguards and give them all the honor they deserve. So I look forward to talking to you soon. Bye.